Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and giving you my thoughts on a brand new 7-liter hydration pack from Nathan. It's their VaporAir 3.0. Now, before I get into it too far, I do want to get a disclosure out of the way. The Nathan VaporAir 3.0 7-liter hydration pack was sent to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me to make the video. No one's telling me what to say, and no one has an opportunity to preview my thoughts before I share them with you first here on YouTube. So let's start. We'll talk about the cost first. Now, this hydration pack does retail for $160 US. Now, when I went on their website to check that out, I noticed right off the bat they give you an opportunity to save 20% if you sign up using your email. Now, you have 7 liters of storage capacity that's available to you. So lots and lots of space for you to be able to carry all kinds of things that you might need. Not just your hydration, but any kind of nutrition, or maybe you want to take some electronics with you, like a cell phone or maybe an action camera, plus plenty of other space to be able to carry things like a raincoat, or maybe a warm hat and some gloves. Or if you're out running some trails or doing some hiking, you might want to carry some trekking poles with you as well. Now, you also get a 2-liter hydration bladder that comes with the vest. It does have this quick connect or disconnect valve. I absolutely love that. It makes it super easy to be able to keep this clean. Let's take a closer look at the bladder that you get. Now, there's a couple of key features here that I absolutely love that I think help this bladder to stick out over and above other bladders that I've used in the past. And the first one is just how you access it. Now, here they have a nice big wide mouth opening, but what you don't see is any kind of screw-on cap or top. Now, with those screw-on caps and tops, number one, it takes a bit longer in order to be able to access the bladder. So if you're out using this in a race, that's going to slow you down a little bit. But also, the opening is usually a bit smaller on those. But here, you've got the entire top, big wide mouth opening. So if you're filling it at home and you want to use maybe the faucet out of your kitchen sink, you're not going to have to worry about it spilling anywhere. Or in my case, oftentimes I'm using a bottle of water in order to be able to fill it. It seals up nice and tight and very quick. They have this, I'm going to call it a clip system. But basically this just slides on over the top in order to be able to seal it. One of the things I do want to make note of is when I first got this and I went to open it for the first time, this was stuck together pretty tightly. So you might have to pull on that just a little bit. But after that, I've not had any kind of issues at all. And it's just something, not a big deal, just something I wanted to make note of. So don't be concerned if when you first get it, you have to pull on that a little bit to get it to open. But I love, absolutely love, and this is the feature that I just can't say enough about, is the bite valve system here. Now, you don't have to worry about trying to open this valve. You can just basically bite on it to get your drink. Or some of the packs that I've used in the past, you have to open the valve first, but here you don't have to do that. So the water is readily available when you want it. And after you get your drink, it's really quick and easy in order to be able to stow it away so that you can continue on with your run. A really common issue that runners experience when they're trying to carry water with them out on a run, whether it's in a water bottle or in a bladder, is sloshing. And the movement of that water, whether it's in your hand or on your back, is really distracting. I've been able to eliminate any kind of sloshing issues with this hydration vest and this pack by simply turning the bladder upside down. And I take the bite valve and then I just suck the air out of the bladder. Now, this one's not installed currently, but you could do this installed in the vest. You don't have to take it out in order to do that. You just turn the whole vest upside down and then, again, just suck the air out of the bladder and you'll be good to go. One of the things that you might want to do when you first get yours is simply to adjust the length of the tubing because it is quite long when you first receive it. And that's one of the first things that I did. Now, as a suggestion, they do have this magnetic clip here that helps hold it in place, and they've got a counterpart that's located on one of the buckles. I would adjust that to about where you think you're going to want it to be, and then use that as the guide for maybe your first cut. And you're simply going to use a pair of scissors to do that. The bite valve just pulls out of the end of the tubing. Then you can use your scissors to cut it to length. Now, I would suggest maybe cutting it slightly longer than what you might need it or want it to be initially, because you can always cut off more, but you can't add it back once you've removed it. I ended up cutting off a pretty good chunk initially, but then decided to cut off just a little bit more to get that fit that I like to have, so that when I'm out on the run, I don't really have to fuss around a lot. I can just grab it, take a quick drink, and then that magnet will hold it right back in place. It just snaps into place and I can just continue on. They have bright colored bungee cords located on the back of the vest for some additional storage, but they also have them on the front of the vest and each of the different shoulders. There's places for trekking poles, and you can see those located on the shoulder as well as on the base of the vest. They use a smart storage system. So they have pockets that are built upon pockets of places for you to be able to keep things. The one that's closest to your body on your back. Now that's where your hydration bladder is going to go. And then they have another pocket that's right up against that one that also runs the full length of the vest. So you got plenty of places to put things there. Now I would put things that you're going to want to have quick access to. Now here's where I might be keeping something like maybe a raincoat or my hat or my gloves, something along those lines. And then you have a zippered pocket past that. Now this is where you're going to want to keep things that you don't necessarily need to have immediate access to, but things that you want to make sure that you keep secure. And then in addition to those pockets, you have yet another pocket that's accessed along the side. Now this runs in right behind the zipper pocket that we just talked about. And it goes all the way from one side to the other. I'm going to try to reach through here. And then about 2/3 of the way up the vest. So lots of additional storage that's located in the back. Located on the front of the vest are lots of additional storage options as well. So you've got places for additional water bottles if you want to take more water with you. And you can cinch those down in place so that they don't bounce around and you don't run the risk of losing them. But if you don't want to put water bottles in there, you can put really anything that you like in those pockets. You also have a couple other Velcro enclosed pockets, one on each side. Now this is where I've been keeping my nutrition. Basically my gels is what I've been taking out with me on my long runs. And I've had several on each side. I think 2, maybe 3 on each side. And they've done a fantastic job in holding those in place. And they're deep enough that I don't have to worry that they're going to bounce out. And with the Velcro enclosed system, you know that they're going to be safe and you're not going to lose them along the way. You also have a couple zipper pockets. Now this is where you might want to keep something like your cell phone, or maybe you want to keep maybe an action camera, something along those lines. And located within, so kind of hidden within that zipper pocket, are some straps that you can use to help get an adjusted fit. So they're kind of a bungee strap, and you can pull those to cinch them down to get a nice comfortable fit for you. So as long as we're talking about fit and comfort, let's go ahead and just take a look at the buckle system that they have here. Now these are on a slide rail, so you can move these up or down to get the right fit for you. And that's one of the things that you're going to want to pay attention to when you're cutting the length of your hose, is where do you like to have that buckle be? Because that might determine the length of the hose before you cut it off. And this is also a place where, again, that they have this magnetic attachment for your hose to stay in place. I really like that feature. It's nice not to have that hose bouncing around. Plenty of adjustment there. I would suggest just kind of snugging it to get a good fit. Now, I wear a men's size small, and I weigh about 135 pounds. I'm about 5'7", to give you an idea of how a small fits. And I found this to fit me really, really well. But what makes it fit so well is once I get it buckled in, then I open up these zipper pockets, and there's one located on each side where you have these stretchy straps, and you just pull on those and cinch them down to get a nice comfortable fit for you. So it snugs in that waist. So I never felt like the vest was bouncing around. I guess my biggest compliment I can pay to this vest is once I put it on and started running with it, I kind of forgot that I was wearing it. Now this hydration pack is really lightweight. So the vest and the bladder included combined only weigh 13 ounces. It has 2 layers of moisture wicking material that's located in the shoulder straps, as well as in the interior back of the vest. So it's very breathable, super comfortable to wear. I didn't have any issues with chafing, and I've been using this vest for a lot of different workouts. I'm training for the Boston Marathon. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you already know this, and you've probably seen this vest already featured in a number of those training videos. But I've been wearing it for both doing some speed work as well as on my long run. And those long run at this point in the training block have been ranging anywhere from 2.5 hours to over 3 hours. And during that entire period of time, I found this vest to be really comfortable. Now, in order to clean your hydration pack, starting with the vest first, here you're going to use some cold water, mild dish detergent, wash it by hand, and then just let it air dry. Don't use bleach, don't use any kind of fabric softener, don't try to iron it, and don't try to dry clean it. With the bladder, it's got a nice big wide mouth on it. It's wide enough that I'm able to actually reach down in there, but you could use maybe a bottle brush, something like that. Just use some mild dish soap. And then when you're done, just rinse it out until all those soap suds are gone. And then if you want it to dry quickly, just take some paper towels and you can stuff them down in there, and it'll soak up all of that excess water. So overall, I think this hydration pack is really well made. It's super comfortable to wear. It's one of my favorites to take out on the long run, and I think it's worth the money that they're asking for it, especially if you take advantage of that 20% off. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim.